Yep.
But I always tell people, look, if I were to tell you that your government is going to start telling you when to wake up in the morning, it's going to start telling you what you can post online, it's going to start telling you when you're allowed to eat your lunch, it's going to start telling you what you can post on Facebook, it's going to start telling you when you can go take a piss. Most people would sit there and be like, well, if my government's going to do that, then I am going to fucking start a revolution, right? Don't tread on me, all that stuff. And I really empathize with that view. But then I point out to people, look, really allow these kinds of things to happen every single day because bosses do them, right?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you that what we're calling for with liberal socialism isn't a kind of radical break with principles that people already think that they are already feel that they hold to. It's just extending them to the logical next area of life, in this case, the economy.
For sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Like you say, like that is, I guess, a common thing that we on the left to bring up to people we might label as liberals or centrists or whatever. Like, yeah, my workplace isn't democratic. So in what way do I live in a democracy when I have to go to work to live and I don't get to make any decisions at that place?
Yeah, and I always tell people, like, the expectation is that you're probably going to spend about 30 to 34 years of your life at work. And that's a pretty long time just on the face of it. But when you take into account that you're also going to be spending decades of your life sleeping, that means that most of your waking life is actually going to be spent at work, right?
Yeah.
And if not at work, commuting to work, dealing with the kind of things that are related to work. And yet, we think that democratic principles that should be applied to the state that most people only interact with every now and then shouldn't be applied to the economy, which has a much bigger impact on people's day-to-day lives, I certainly would argue, right? And
For
I just
sure.
don't think that there's any logical or historical reason why we shouldn't be applying liberal and democratic principles to the workplace, especially when in places where they have done this, it's been proven to make lives for working people a lot